one of the most important things is being in the present now moment,
Hmm.
right now, like not worrying about later tonight, not being about, and what I find that really dials me in and really centers me is when I go into a mode of being grateful. And I'll say, I'm
Hmm.
really grateful right now that I'm on this conversation with Andrew and
Hmm.
that I'm able to meet him and learn more about him and about his channel. And I'm grateful that I have the ability to get up and walk the other room. And I'm grateful, that I've got a nice place to stay tonight when I get home. And I'm grateful that I've got food in the fridge. And I go on these modes of getting myself into a mode of being grateful, but grateful for the present moment
Hmm.
because the um, what was it? The Buddhist always said that the greatest source of depression and anxiety is trying to live in the future and not being in the present moment. You're already
Hmm.
trying to project and create problems and issues or addressing things that have nothing to do with
Right.
being on this call right now, right?
Hmm.
And or it's the opposite, and all you're doing is refueling and regurgitating things from the past that no
Hmm.
longer serve you, but
Right.
you can't let it go, right? And so, but if you can get into the present moment and you can shift your energy, a really fast, quick way to do that is by going into a mode of being grateful.
Hmm.
And it doesn't matter how bad you're getting, how bad the blender is that you're getting put into, and
Yep.
there and the blender can run, but you have to be able to kind of pull out of that, and you have to be able to center, and you have to be able to get yourself into a mode of being grateful and push yourself out of stress, anxiety, and all these other modes of energy that are really not good for you at all. And
Hmm.
when you understand that in any given second anything and everything is 100% completely possible, and that you're an infinite being, and that your thoughts and your mindset create your third dimensional reality. You have to kind of do that over and over, and you have to absorb it so that you become the teaching. You're not
Hmm.
teaching, you're becoming the teaching. There's a huge difference between saying that
Right.
I know something and actually living it.
Right.
And I found for myself personally that I was too much of a student and not much, I don't even want to say a teacher, but
Hmm.
not being a practitioner.
Hmm.
I don't need to listen to this stuff over and over. I know enough. Start acting on it and start living it and tuning into it and becoming the teaching. You know enough. The problem sometimes is that you think that there's too many regulations. I have to keep repeating these affirmations. You don't.
Hmm.
All you have to do is put your mind into the place that you want to be and become it. And it's so simple, and we overcomplicate everything. And that has to do with healing. That has to do with losing weight. That has to do with getting a better job. That has to do with all these different things, right? The ultimate mindset and the ultimate med bed is your mind. And
Hmm.
unless that mind is tuned in and it's focused and you understand the potential and you harness that potential, all these technologies are silly little toys that you'll use and get benefit from, but more than likely you'll come back to them again because something in you hasn't shifted and you haven't become that ultimate spiritual person that we all have the ability to be.
Hmm. Sean, that's an awesome message. Usually I leave at the very end. I feel like you're very much psychic because I leave at the very end, a little time and space, but you just have like a final message, and I'm like, wow, that was powerful. That was great. So thank you for sharing that. I think people are gonna really connect with that and enjoy that. Yeah, gratitude and finding the present moment and living your wisdom, I think is very true, very important. So,
Yeah, I love, there's a guy named Neville Goddard who I
mhm.
love and adore. And I love everybody, Bob Proctor and Napoleon Hill and
Mhm.
um, Louis Hay and all these great, great, great people. And they all give you in part knowledge, right? But Neville Goddard is live in the end, right? And every one of his speeches start the same way: with God, all things are possible.
Mhm.
But you act and breathe and live as if the outcome that you're looking for has already been accomplished. That is what accomplishes that, is assuming it's already happened. It's not going, oh, I hope I get that job. I already have the job. I already
Right.
got it. It's a six-figure job and it's what I always wanted. And you live with that passion and you're excited and you live it and you feel it. And then that's what makes it a reality, right? That's what
Mm.
makes it happen, is the passion and all those other things. And does that mean that you're going to go through the washing machine and you're going to get spun and go up that way. You will, and you'll
Yeah.
get spun that way too. But you'll understand, you know what? I've gotten out of my mode. I need to circle back. And all those things are okay. It's okay to get taken off and saying, oh my God, I just got called out without or this
Yeah.
is drama here, whatever. It's all part of it, right? But you just let that kind of go off, but you never lose that focus. One of the
Yeah.
beautiful things is you go to bed as if and sleep as if you're already in the bed that you want to be in
Hmm.
that house in Manhattan or that beach house, or you're going to work, you're already envisioning this amazing job where you get to use your creative skills. But
Mm.
you know, when you lose your job because you're doing that, it's because you needed to,
Right.
sometimes getting to where you need to go there, it's not but you don't ever look at it in the present. You say, okay, I'm acknowledging that this is happening to me. In 30, 60, 90 days, I'm going to look back and say, wow, if that didn't happen, even as
Mm.
uncomfortable and as tough as it was, I wouldn't be here right now.
Right. I find that being in the washer machine or and all that, the spinning out, like it's very challenging. It's not always pleasant or fun. But I find when I'm on the other side, you can kind of reflect and go, oh, now I kind of understand. Or you have that. I tend to find I have the gratitude. Sometimes I need to go through that washer machine type experience. Then I'm like, well, okay, now I'm really grateful because I made it through that. I'm on the other side, and now I feel a sense of personal power, strength, or whatever it might be.
You develop mental fortitude because you've got to go through something, but never forget when you're experiencing the most pain, you're going through the most growth.
Hmm.
When you're dealing with the most challenging situations, you're dealing with the most growth. And our goal in life is to grow. And sometimes the better the beating, the better the growth. And it's a very hard message, and it's not one that
Yeah.
I put my arms around and embrace and like, oh yeah, just put me through the grinder. I
Yeah,
no, it's
yeah.
like I don't need all that. I'm actually quite good the way I'm at right now,
Right.
but it is something that's very true. Like the more intense and the more things that you go through, you come to a point where the foundation is so strong and the ability to shake you is getting very difficult because
Mm,
you've been through so much. You already know that you can push through. You already
mm,
know that you're going to get through this. You already know that I've been through worse and I'll always get through this again. And you develop this inner strength where it's like, I will persevere and I will get through this. Is it uncomfortable? It's very uncomfortable. Is it challenging? Absolutely. It 100% is.
hmm.
But, but behind it all, there's a greater message and a greater meaning. And, if you can look at that and deal with that and underlying, that doesn't always make it easier. I mean, in all honesty, I have had the snot beat out of me so hard in the last couple months. And I mean,
Mm.
mentally, physically, and spiritually. We've taken on stuff that I probably shouldn't have, but I said, go big or go home. And then I took it on and said, oh my dear God, I'm like riding a bull. And I thought I was getting on a pony, and if I can just stay in this thing, I'll be happy.
Right.
But but there's a lot of growth there. And
Sure.
I think, the other thing, Andrew, that's always good for everybody is that we all share these types of experiences, right? And there might, when we're doing videos like this, we're
Hmm.
doing it for the person watching the video.
Hmm.
You're doing it to help the world. I'm doing it to help the world. You didn't find the video found you because today
Mm.
there was a message that came through here somewhere. Maybe you needed something to help you sleep better, whatever. But I feel like maybe this is a time right now because things are kind of crazy right now.
Yeah.
Maybe there was something that we're dealing with on a personal, emotional level. It's like, yeah, I'm going to persevere. I am going to get through this. I am going to find the right person for me. I'm going to get out of these dead end relationships that I'm just kind of in for convenience and comfort. And I'm going to
Hmm.
manifest the right person. Is it hard getting out of a relationship? It's super hard. It really can be painful. Is it a
Hmm.
part of life? It absolutely is. But if you don't get out of that one, how do you find the right one? If you don't get out of the dead end job that's taking you nowhere, that doesn't passionately make you happy, that doesn't it's like, I love going to work,
Right.
and right. But there transition and change is always difficult. One of the best friends that works with me said, hey man, I might be getting another job. And I thought, oh God.
Mm.
And I thought, well, guess what, man? This is how the world works. We're always in a state of change, and how you adapt and how you deal with it. but you don't squeeze and hold on to it. You just let it flow, man. And you ride the river of life and you
Right.
let the river take you where you're going to go, and don't fight the current, man. Just let it go. And then look at the surroundings around you and go, how do I make this as beneficial as possible? And if this transition does happen, I know I have faith that God will send the right person to me that'll help fill that gap, you know?
Yeah.
It's like it's you're always navigating thoughts and you're always navigating situations, and how they turn out is exactly how you project them. And
Mm.
so it's really important not to recycle negative stuff over and over. I'm so mad. I'm so this. Okay, I get that. We all get that. I get like that. But how do I get past that? How do I push through that? What is the mindset? What is it that I'm looking to accomplish? What would fix that? And then put your mind in the place where it's already fixed and
Mm.
jump out of it and start using these powerful spiritual, we're spiritual beings having human experiences, right? We're not
Mm-hmm.
humans that, oh wow, I had a dream about Jesus or something, which is beautiful. I don't want to ever say anything negative about that, but
Mm-hmm.
we're spiritual beings. This is where we act. This is our world. This matter, this third dimensional matter, is nothing more. In Indian and Vedic terms, they call it Maya, but it's nothing more than condensed light particles. And when you go into the particle, you realize that 90% of it is empty. And when
Mm-hmm.
you go into the particle, you realize that your mind can control the movement of the light particle.
Mm.
And you can control all of this, but you just don't know it.